Action! No. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the world's best podcast, Not So Common NNC. I'm joined with another set of family ties in here. I got my aunt and my cousin here, along with y'all know Big Poop, AJ, and myself, Not So Common.
Yo,
What's going on, guys?
Auntie,
Hey,
what's
what's
up?
going on?
Hey,
Going on?
we got a
I
good
feel
one going.
special.
Huh? You feel special?
I feel special.
Yeah, you should. It's mine. We on the podcast. You should feel special.
Exactly.
You know why? You know what I'm saying? Because it's all of us around you. You know,
Yeah.
some handsome black
Right.
men.
Yes. I already know.
Hey, and don't be trying to switch up the voice too, because I will call it out.
Yeah.
Talk all proper and stuff. Like, you don't talk like that.
I hear
This is we're about to have a. What'd you say?
that just me or somebody else here.
I hear it in yours.
Oh, I hear it too.
Oh, okay.
Well, maybe it'll go away.
You might be good now.
Yeah. So we got a good show going on. We talking about we really wanted to do this. Somebody forgot. Yeah. Everybody, hold on.
Who was that?
Can y'all see me looking at her?
Oh, we gotta look up. We gotta look up, man.
Yeah. Can we see her? We didn't make the show, but it ain't never too late to talk about autism. You know, it's autism. It was Autism Month last month. It's Mental Health Awareness this month. And so let's get into it. So Rhonda, Trinette, I know you guys are personal. This is a personal subject for you guys, and we want y'all to do most of the talking. So kind of explain who you dealing with autism in your families. Trinette, you want to go first?
Sure. I have a 7, almost 8-year-old daughter. She was diagnosed just before her second birthday.
Y'all hear her?
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
barely hear. I could barely. It's like real low.
Hello.
Yeah, I hear you better now.
Oh, there we go. That's better.
Yeah, I knew it was the headphones. Yeah, so I have an almost 8-year-old daughter, and she was diagnosed just before her second birthday.
Oh, okay.
What was some of the
what about you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize about that.
No, I'm saying, and Rhonda.
What do you want me to mute?
Yeah.
Oh
no.
Her sound.
Can you hear me? Yeah. You have a daughter too that's autistic.
I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. You.
I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, your mic is breaking up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, your mic is breaking up too. Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Nah, it got worse.
Yeah.
It got worse.
The only one that's hearing the static.
No, I can hear
When
it.
you talk.
I can hear your static.
Yeah.
Try logging out and logging back in. So Trinette, go ahead. All right, so Trinette, go ahead. Now, what's up? 2 years old? At 2 years old?
Yeah, just before she turned 2. Yeah, AJ.
What? You said what now?
I said AJ was about to ask me something.
Oh no, I was gonna ask you like,
who cares?
Oh dang. Nah, I just like wanted to know like what was some of the characteristics that you seen, you know, that you noticed, you know,
it was like around between like 15 and 17 months. She started regressing a lot. Like she was speaking and then she kind of stopped and then she stopped answering to her name and then walking on her tippy toes. Those were the main things. Loss of eye contact. That was another one.
Those are
Those were the
major
main.
things.
Yeah, that was,
So she
yeah.
was doing all that really,
No, that was one.
and then she just stopped.
So I never heard it. So what about you, Ron? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I it's a delay.
Mm.
Can you hear me though?
Oh yeah, that happens because it's just. Oh yeah, I can
Yours
hear
is
you.
clear.
Okay.
It's clear now. Yeah. Oh.
Now it's all
Oh shit, blackout.
black.
I have mercy.
Okay, it went black. You can still see me though.
Nope.
No, we can
I
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Yeah, we can't see you, but we can hear you.
That's weird because I can see all four of y'all, and I can't.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, she gone. Well, Trinette again.
I have mercy.
That show out, Rhonda.
She's like,
So what did you do?
Hmm.
Okay. So you said she started regressing,
Hmm.
Loss of eye contact,
Answer
couldn't
her.
really speak her words,
Yeah, not complete
and
sentence, stuff like that.
so you decided to take her to the doctor. Do you take her like to just like the regular doctor? You take her to like some specialist or?
So I started doing research to see like what to do about it, how to get an actual diagnosis, and they say first you take them to a pediatrician, and then the pediatrician
Hmm.
recommends a neurologist. So I took her to a neurologist. That was kind of like a questionnaire type of thing. Then they gave her a diagnosis, and then I got a second opinion at another neurologist. That was the two.
Mm,
So let me ask, like during this type of period, like the beginning, the start of all of the stuff that you started noticing, how were
Mhm.
you feeling as a parent during all of this?
Yeah, that's a good question.
It wasn't. It wasn't like how everybody's like they're like so devastated and you know they go into this deep hole and stuff like that. It's just kind of like you know you got to get right on it and figure it out what
Yeah,
to do. That's
right.
how it
Right.
was.
So as a parent, you weren't like fearful, like, oh my God, is something wrong with my child, or you weren't feeling that at all, like.
I wasn't. No, when I started noticing, I was like, okay, I realized this is what it is because I've seen autism before,
Oh,
different
so you
aspects of.
already knew, you kind of already had
Yeah,
an idea what it was.
that's good
yeah,
that you noticed early.
yeah. So I'm like, okay, what kind of resources can I get into, stuff like that.
Right. So I'm sorry, I got a whole bunch of
Mhm.
questions for you.
Okay, I could try
So,
to.
right. So as a parent, like I'm gonna get deep and personal with you. So as a parent, like some people will be like, in a state of mind like, oh my God, not my child, or
Yeah.
how do you deal with that? Like, is that like, did you think of like, oh, what is everybody gonna think about my child? How would they fit in society, and kind of things like that? Did that cross through your mind?
That was
Honestly,
another question.
not really. That was maybe like later on in life, like when she started school. That's when
Yeah.
like those kind of emotions hit. But back then, not really.
No, you was just more worried about her
Yeah,
more
it
than what
was.
everybody else got you.
Yeah, mainly
Yeah.
that. I wasn't worried about anything else, really.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean that's a scary thing to deal with, man. Like
it
like your
is.
child is normal at first. All of a sudden they just kind of take another turn, and you kind of trying to figure it
Yeah.
out. Especially it being your first child.
Yeah. That's
That's
true.
huge. That's
That's true.
huge, man. Aunt
That is
Rhonda
And that
really fighting over there,
she
but yeah.
is. But Trinette,
You, you know?
that's I know that's what is your Wi-Fi on, Auntie?
she fighting for her life over there.
I know.
Blacking out.
You think it work better with
I
Wi-Fi?
don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying.
Huh?
Huh?
She must be at a gas station or something.
Hmm.
She out in the woods.
Right. What
I know.
Wi-Fi you stealing?
I know.
They done cut her off
She
from
got that
Wi-Fi.
dollar store Wi-Fi.
No, store Wi-Fi.
It's gonna be over by the time she get hers together.
Right. But
Right?
you might as well
I
keep going. What
know.
was you saying, AJ?
No, I was saying like that's excellent that you caught that early because it's a lot of parents that's like in denial with that type of stuff, instead of
Yeah, that is
trying
true.
to, take in the help,
Good.
take in the help and try to seek help. A lot of them in big denial, like no, it doesn't have that, and that's excellent that you did
Exactly.
that
Yeah,
early.
I think those are the parents that's thinking the long term of like, will I have to take care of them forever, or what
Yeah.
will they be able to not do? Will they work? Will they drive? I think those are the parents that think about that.
So how does that kind of happen? Like,
Mm-hmm.
would you have to? I'm not fully aware of autism. So is that something? Are they able to be self-sufficient at some
Oh
point?
yeah,
They
oh yeah,
are.
for sure. Because it's a broad spectrum,
Mm-hmm.
very very broad. It
Mm-hmm.
affects different areas like language, social interactions,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Because I know there's like different levels
Yeah,
of it. Like they got high functioning, and then they
Yeah.
got other ones that's a little bit that need more help.
yeah,
Um,
the
right.
nonverbal people, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I was gonna ask
So
you
how
that,
is she
like,
in
is
school?
there?
Yeah.
Hmm. Which
Yeah. I was
question?
Oh
just
no,
saying,
I was
how
gonna
is she in
say,
school now that she? Go ahead, AJ.
my bad, Pope,
Go ahead.
my fault. We both trying to ask a question at the same
You go.
time, man. My
No, you go ahead, man. Go
bad.
ahead.
My
Go ahead.
bad. I wanted to ask, because I was, about this and everything. Is there any other like neurodevelopments
For her.
that she was diagnosed with, for autism?
It's just autism, and now, like recently, within the last few months, like doing IEPs at school, they kind of want to bring up the ADHD type
Yeah.
of thing.
Gotcha.
They want to evaluate for that and stuff like that. Now that she's older, they want to see if that is a thing because she's having issues in school with focusing.
But see, that's what I was
Gotcha.
asking. Like, how was she in school and stuff like that?
Yeah.
How was
'Cause I
her
know.
social life?
Socially, so at the beginning, that's another thing I realized too, that she was the kid that kind of played in the corner, played with the little piece of lint on the floor while everybody else is playing tag,
Yeah.
and
Gotcha.
then
Gotcha.
she would parallel play. You know what parallel play is?
Mm-hmm.
Like
What is it?
like if she's with another kid, they're playing at the same time but not together.
Oh,
So
Okay.
she was interacting with somebody. So
Uh.
now she is kind of overly social. She'll like walk up to somebody like this, hi, what's your name? I want to be your friend,
Mm-hmm.
type of, and
Yeah.
everybody's like kind of uncomfortable with it. So she's like over.
so she doesn't have like the stranger danger,
No,
like that
no.
doesn't
Oh, so she just
apply.
comes straight
She'll
up
just
to
talk
you.
to any,
Everybody's her
run up
friend.
and try to be your friend.
Everybody, yeah.
So does that scare you at all? Like, when
Oh,
she
for sure.
becomes, yeah, when she becomes like that teenager, would that kind of wear off? Because I know that's scary with a lot of, she's gonna be some point she's gonna want to be independent.
Mm,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And with her being like that, a lot of people love to take advantage of people. So
right.
she's
Yeah.
trying to be overly, kind of
Exactly.
social and not knowing that she's being overly social. And
Yeah.
people trying to take advantage of that, be like, yeah, come on, come in this van. Like, come on, we'll
Yeah.
take you somewhere. That's scary.
And she's
You
like,
know?
okay, what's your name? Do you have a dog?
Exactly.
Gotta
Yeah.
I
say,
That's
know.
some scary stuff.
Yeah, and that's the point that I wanted to bring up too, because when she was smaller and she was like that, like not talking to nobody, not playing with nobody, I was like, okay, I think that's a part of autism. And now that she's not doing that no more, she's doing the exact opposite. She still has autism.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's still,
mm,
that's the part of the spectrum. It's
Yeah.
not like, oh, because she doesn't do that anymore. Is she still autistic? Yeah.
Right. Exactly. There's no cure
Yeah.
for that, right? That's something that
Nobody grows out of it. No.
got you.
No,
Okay.
they
Gotcha.
they want.
yeah, because it's not really.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's because not really. They don't really classify it as like a disease or nothing
Right.
like that. It's like more just like uh,
Would you?
I guess social behavior disorder,
Yeah,
or
I would
you
say
know.
social behavior
You
So
on
disorder.
mute?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
is
no, you
that
good.
You still can't hear me?
Can you? We can't hear
So,
you.
so
It's just a delay. I can hear you.
no,
Like I can hear
it's just
you.
a delay. We
It's
can
a
hear you.
delay. It's like a
It's like one of
Chinese
them
movie
karate
right now.
movies.
Yeah.
Karate movie.
Yeah,
Well,
we all in the
I don't
Shaolin
know.
temple right now.
Word.
I don't even know what to do. I done ran up and down these
Oh,
stairs. I don't know what to do.
There we go. There we go.
all right,
Oh,
there you
Yeah.
I'm
go.
on.
Now
All
I
right,
can.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
good.
You good to go now.
So I got. You mind if I ask Rhonda a question?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Because
go ahead, bro.
Rhonda's a little older than your little girl, Trinette, correct?
Yeah.
So you've been with it a little bit longer. So with Aaliyah, so she's at the age of she's driving now, right? She's close to that age, or
Yeah, she's 21.
she's 21. Is she
Mm.
driving? Did she ever get her license?
No. Actually I won't push it because you know what happened to your cousin, so I won't push it
Right.
because
Right.
uh
Yeah.
with the Leah, it's like her she understands very well, but it's like a delay understand if that makes any sense.
Uh,
Like
Yeah.
if you tell her, let's say, don't step on that, and then as she walk and she be like, don't step on that.
Yeah. She
Oh,
wants
don't
to.
step on that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
It's
saying?
almost like
So
it
I
Yeah,
seems like
I'm
it's almost
afraid.
more curious as to why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm
Yeah,
afraid
they're
if
trying
she
to figure
start,
out why. Like, how did you
yeah.
get to that conclusion of don't step on that? Like, why? What
yeah,
would happen? Like, she almost got to get burned and be like, oh, I see now. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
it's almost like that.
basically.
But let me
So
ask
she
you
could.
both.
yeah.
This is a. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut
No,
you
I was
off.
about to say by her having a delayed understanding or reaction, I'm scared
Yeah.
about driving because people out there is rude.
Oh man, what the road
You
rage is
you know,
ridiculous, and she's
I'm
not
Yes, it
telling you.
is.
understanding. Right? She's like, I'm just driving.
For
Like,
real.
Yeah, exactly. Because
and
I
people
get
don't
mad at
care
Mm-hmm.
who
old
you
people when they
are.
slow.
Yeah.
So you know.
Exactly, exactly.
Oh,
But I just had a quick question for the both of you ladies. Oh, did she fall? Oh,
Oh,
I thought she was
talking
fell.
about old people. That's how she felt.
No, there you
Oh.
go. I know, right?
Shut up.
Yeah, I just had a quick question. Do you, Mook? You mind if I get a little deep with them? So,
Go ahead, bro.
do you believe that this is something hereditary, or something that was implemented inside the
Ooh,
DNA to create this?
That's very very good. And the
that was
funny,
gonna be my question.
I'm
That's
about
a
to say
good one.
funny that you said
Mm-hmm.
that because Mama told me she said she believed that she was autistic because the things that she saw Leah
Mm.
do, she said she did,
Oh,
but
really?
they didn't have a name for it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I was shocked.
E-
She
e-
said by
But
by
Yeah,
her
I
it's
never
by
knew
her
that.
crazy
looking,
because
huh?
I can sense that. I can see that. I can see that. But she was so independent and taking care of all nine of y'all. It
Exactly.
almost seems to
Mm-hmm.
be overlooked. Like, oh no, she handled that like nothing. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly. But that's where the spectrum come
but
in. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah.
yeah. So, Rhonda, you brought up a good
Mm-hmm.
point. That's what a lot of people don't realize too, that they didn't have a name for, like, they would say one. Let's say 1 in 1,000 people or 1 in 10,000 people would have autism back in the day, but they didn't fully understand all the symptoms or the spectrum. So now they narrowed it down to, it could be like
Mm-hmm.
1 in 40 kids, could have it.
Right.
But now they
Yeah.
understand, like, okay, these are symptoms of it,
Yeah.
you know, and I feel like that's why we have more cases than it used to be.
Yeah.
Is better
Yeah.
now.
Absolutely.
See,
Now,
oh, go ahead.
it's a 1, 2, 3 point system, right?
What?
Is it like a 1, 2, 3, like on a scale of like how severe? I guess how severe? It's like a 1, 2, or 3 level.
I
something like that.
don't know.
That's what people want to say. Some people don't want to say that.
Yeah.
Mm.
A lot of people don't agree with the term high functioning and low functioning.
Mm.
I don't see
Yeah, I have a friend. Her son is autistic, and so I kind of asked her a bunch of questions about what she has to go through as a parent, and she was saying that her kid he's autistic, but he also has the learning disability with it. Like he can't classroom, but some can.
it.
Some
Mm.
people with autism can it's more like a superpower than anything, you know, because
Yeah,
they're able to focus, like laser focus on things, you know.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I view it as well. Like, the kind of the same way.
I wanted to get
Mm-hmm.
back to your question, Pookie, about like where do we think it came from or something. I was
Mhm.
a long time ago looking some stuff up. It's different factors to where it comes from. A lot of people want to say vaccines. I know that's the very
Mhm.
first.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I've
And
Mhm.
then
I've heard
there's
that.
I think it's more so genetics too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
from a parent, one parent, two parents either. And then they say that there is like the age of one of the parents. If they're older in age, that's a greater risk.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they say environmental factors, that's another thing. So it's different factors in it. It's not just one thing.
Got you.
And
Understood. Yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
some people think that you develop it. Some people think you're born with it. It's just so much. I mean,
It's never a pinpoint reasoning behind it. It's just so many, kind of avenues that can kind of happen to bring it. Another question. I got a million questions, Mookie. I'm sorry. I'm taking over your podcast, bro. So like long term with this, like, is this something where like they can have like a normal life per se? Like, can they have children, and would their children also develop the same condition?
yeah, I believe so. I know. I have a friend of mine that his son is autistic, and I think he was diagnosed with ADHD. The
Mm.
dad. So
Mm,
it's a high chance if the parent has it, the child would. It's a high chance.
got you. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay. And how do you feel about that? Are you guys, both of you, are y'all comfortable with your children dealing with somebody outside of you? Because I know you guys are extremely protective over them,
Oh yeah.
you know, and to allow them to be under someone else's care. Like, how do you feel about that in the future?
What do you mean care? Like
Like being with being in a relationship.
oh, I haven't thought that far.
I know, but at some point that will be a something
I know.
happen.
I know. I just want to keep her in a bubble
I
forever.
know, I know.
What you saying, Rhonda? You trying to say?
What you guys say, Ron?
Yeah, I can't hear you.
I don't know what's wrong with
Sign language.
You have to go back
Mm.
outside, probably.
Yeah, go
It
outside.
was
You
better
better get
outside,
put.
wasn't it?
I don't know.
You don't know what's wrong with
Call
her
on the
phone?
phone.
yeah.
Oh.
I heard yeah. I heard yeah.
Yeah, you have to go back on the porch.
You got to write on
Yeah, it was better outside.
On the
Mm-hmm.
roof.
write on the paper
It
and put
must
it
be
up.
hot. It must be hotter than the mug outside. That's why you ain't trying to go out there.
Yeah, that's up. She got to text it. I hear that. I hear that.
What?
Yeah.
It's a delay.
I heard that. I hear you a little bit. We can hear you a little bit.
It just sounds like you're crumbling paper by your
Yeah,
microphone.
I know it does.
Right? That's what she's trying to play around. Like, I can't hear y'all.
Uh-huh.
You gonna get on the
Huh?
computer?
Oh,
Computer.
I don't speak silent. Ooh,
She spelled the computer.
yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
But yeah, so Pookie, you got your answer? What you was looking for?
Trinette just said she's scared.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
so
all
she
I
yeah.
got out of
Mm.
it. Yeah. I mean
How does she get along with her kids in her school?
yeah.
That's a
It's up and down. They kind of they're a little uncomfortable with how hype and overly social that she is. She has some friends, and then some days they're like, Sophia, like at this one time, the teacher's like, we had to correct her because she's hugging kids so much that she's choking them.
Oh
So
no.
they had to keep correcting her, like she's just
Full of
That's the
love.
overly
so
so.
she's so happy to be around other kids and stuff.
That's,
So
oh.
she's choking people.
Uh,
So explain the need, because I know I've seen multiple kids with autism. they have this system where they have to say, where's your mom? Where's your dad? Where's your wife? Where's your husband?
Oh,
You know, they have to ask, where's your dog?
mhm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. You saying like why do they do
So
that?
is that something that they're taught?
Oh no, that's just a sorry. She's speaking right now.
Oh.
No, that's just
Mm.
that thing. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Don't sit in my face, so I don't like that. Say hi. Hi.
I
Hi.
so adorable.
Yeah, that's just something that they're just curious about. They like to ask questions. Some of them like to ask questions that they know the answer to, just for like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
reassurance.
Mm.
That's her, like repeating stuff. Like she asks me every day stuff that she already know, but it's just a sense of
Okay, because
reassurance.
I seen that in multiple kids that they go through this line of where is this
Oh,
person? Where is this person?
yeah, oversharing.
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me now?
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
we hear you great.
Yeah, we can
Perfect.
hear you.
Yes, we've been
Okay.
waiting.
Yeah,
I
There you go.
know. We got a
I
special
done
guest.
lost.
That was a struggle.
26 minutes into the podcast, you
I
finally
think I
got
done lost 5 pounds running up and down them stairs trying to get a signal.
For real.
We saw your whole house. Did a house
I went
tour?
outside, was getting ate up by mosquitoes, trying to fan them, knocked my phone out, got picked
it.
at my nephew, talking about some old people. Good lord.
Old folk.
But I got it.
All right, so tell your internet. So tell some of your story.
Well, I found out that when they first told me when she was in pre-K, kindergarten, somewhere
Mhm.
along in there, I didn't believe them because the way they came at me was uh like they saw her staying to herself. They basically describe a shy person, right? So
Yeah.
I was like, well, she's the
Mm-hmm.
last of the four. And when they all was at school for 2 years, she was, by herself at home because I work nights. So she just watched TV. So I didn't believe them.
Yeah.
And then I want to say around first grade, I start seeing kind of like symptoms, of her, because they were saying they like to see things move or stuff. So she always did this or something in her face that she always did. And everything had to be the same. Or
Mm.
she would, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm.
So when she got out of the same, it was a problem, so
Yeah.
that's when I start, seeing things. And then I got her tested at school, and then the school was saying, well, the doctor's supposed to test them. Then when I took her to the doctor said, no, the school's supposed to test her. So I just got really tossed around. So every time I got tossed
Yeah.
back and forth, I was like, forget it.
Mm-hmm.
you know so I didn't really label her as autistic until more and more symptoms I saw, but she never was a social person, you
Mm-hmm.
know
Mm.
but
Right.
anybody who's shy isn't, what I'm saying. So would you
Yeah.
call a shy person autistic?
Right.
You know
True.
what I'm saying? So I don't know. And but as she got older, I saw more symptoms outside of shy people, a shy person. But I never really got her tested because I kept getting it tossed around.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
when she found out herself, because she said she felt that something was really wrong with her, she was maybe 11 or 12, and she started reading up on it herself. And she was telling me about it. She was
Mm.
educating me about it.
That's cool,
What?
man.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was. I didn't know that was a
Yeah,
thing.
dude.
I know, right? That's
Yeah.
cool.
So
Yeah.
she was
Yeah.
studying up on it herself, but she
Oh.
was wondering why she was acting the way she was acting. So a lot of things
Mm.
I kept saying, why are you doing that? That kind of make me upset that she's doing
Yeah.
it. She told me, well, it's
Yeah.
because this what autism people do, this, and stuff like that. So
So they
Yeah.
are self-aware.
she's self-aware, yes. Once she found out, because I think she overheard me talking to somebody about it.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, oh, well, that's why, stuff like that. So
Did did she ever tell you what was some of the things she's noticed?
yeah, she's because One while what she didn't do and she started doing was pacing back and forth, pacing back and forth.
Okay.
And I asked her why, and she said, "Well, it's a lot of things going on in my head that she can't sort, and she can't slow it down, so she just paced back and forth, and she talks to herself."
Mm.
And I was worried about it, but she said that's called stimming. That's what she says.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's what she said.
yeah, that's what she told me. It's called stimming.
That's crazy that you said
And
that.
I'm assuming stimming is kind of like trying to get stuff figured out,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
in your head.
Mm.
But
The emotional regulation. That's what
yeah,
they're trying to do.
so and she does that a lot. I mean, her calves are strong for it too. Walking back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How old was she when she started like figuring it out herself?
I want to say she probably was about 13, 12, between the ages of 11 and 13. She started reading upon it
That's
herself.
cool.
Yeah.
So she wasn't
And telling me about
Okay.
it.
was she like any special classes or anything or?
Yeah, I put her in special ed around 5th grade
Yeah.
because, then, when her, like I said, she started doing more and more different symptoms.
Yeah.
I didn't want nobody to start picking at her because,
Oh, I
Mhm.
get
they're
you.
more cruel now than they was back in my day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
one of them, but at the same time, special ed is not the same as it was back in my day.
Yeah.
Special ed they were separate in their own class, divide. Now they
Yeah.
in the same as
It's all
the
together
regular
now, right?
kids, and then they take them out for maybe 30 minutes and teach them whatever, and then put them back in what they call the population. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
General population.
Really?
Yeah,
Population.
like they're in prison, but
Like in
That's what I was about to
jail.
say.
Gen
Like,
pop.
maybe we in jail.
general population. That's what they told her. I
Mm.
guess so they won't feel separated or separate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it seems like nowadays they care about what they think of themselves more than what they need, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah.
that seems like where society is now. Anyways, with like social media and everything. Like you said, they are so self-aware now. And then on top of that, I'm gonna go back. I'm sorry, but all of you guys know somebody.
You ain't sorry.
Everybody knows somebody with that condition. You
Yeah.
know how how was it so consistent now? Like it seemed like it's like I know people are more aware of the condition now, but it seems so common now. Like it's so many kids with the condition, like more than I can remember growing up. Now.
Do you think it's like people more educated on it now?
Um,
That's why
I
they
don't.
started noticing
It's
it.
kind of hard to tell because now I see it's so many kids with ADHD and
Yeah.
everything else.
Asperger's.
Yeah, like it's so popular now. Like you can go to any kid. Like, what's wrong with you? What you got? Almost
I
like you
know.
go.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, like 'cause, we got the gaming bus, so we
But
see kids all the time. Be like, kid, there's something wrong with him, man.
Yeah.
Like every party we have, I can point at least one or two out. One of the kids that they're acting different from the other ones.
But at the
I
same
saw a video where they said adults it was a video saying that you could self-diagnose yourself and see if you might have it if you have these symptoms.
When you're an adult.
Huh?
When you're an
Yeah,
adult,
it said because people live with I know somebody who was diagnosed as an adult with it, and he's been living his whole life.
Yeah.
And he didn't even know.
I guess they have these
Not educated.
don't even know, but
Maybe the
yeah,
parents.
I seen a video about that today.
huh?
What?
I said I seen a video about that
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
A lot of adults are starting to find out that they have autism.
Yeah.
But
They got some
I
of
was
the
about to say,
signs.
but at the same time, they are labeling these kids so quickly, and a
Yeah.
lot of them just need a good whooping.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's what
Get that brain.
that's what I was about to grade to ask you. Because I was about to grade to ask you guys, from what I was told, that it went from if your child doesn't speak, what is it, like 50 words or something like that, that's when they could be diagnosed with it. Now it's down to 3.
3
You
words.
know, if they
Now
can't
down to
get
3
past like
words.
3 words like that, yeah, 3 sentences or 3 words or something like
Wow.
that, they, you know, I feel like that's a low number
Yeah,
for
it is.
3. You know, how can you tell if anybody has autism if you only put it at
Yeah,
3?
I know.
You know, instead of 50.
Yeah.
You know, and
Well,
that
I
tripped me
mean,
out.
wait, hold on. Are you saying if they can't say 3 words?
It's like 3 sentences or 3 words or something like that. If they can't get
Yeah.
past that, then they would
At
be
a
diagnosed with it.
Yeah.
But
So, do you think like?
I'd have been messed up.
Oh, go ahead.
Now I say, well, I mean,
That's what
I
I'm
can kind of
saying.
get it.
I'm like,
I can kind of get it because 3 sentences, that's not that much, you know. So I guess that you should be able to at least spit out not a 1-year-old, but I'm saying like if you're like 5 or something like that, you should. I think 3
Yeah.
sentences. You should be able to get out 3 sentences.
yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm thinking.
But at the same time,
Yeah. I was just thinking about that.
they expect everybody to develop at the same time.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So stop labeling these kids and just wait until they, I guess,
Right, and then they try to size you up with the rest of society because they want you to
Exactly.
move how everybody else moved, to flow, almost like a steady
Thank you.
current.
Yes.
And
thank you.
and some people like almost like you can't expect a tiger to do what sharks do in the water. Like there's
Yeah.
different environments. Like
Mhm.
tigers are land animals and they'll thrive in the land, but they won't be as good in the water. Same
Yeah.
with a shark. You can't expect a shark to do what a tiger do on land when it's it thrives in the water. Like the environments are different for everybody else, but they want everybody to be the same in the same environment and move the same
Exactly.
to flow the same.
Mhm.
That's it. Like I said, like I don't know if I told movie, like you ever seen the movie Insurgent?
Yeah.
Insurgent?
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen
You
it.
remember
I've
how they
seen
were
it.
trying to place people in different categories
Yes.
by stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like that, how
Yeah.
they
The
Yeah.
you're
factions,
gonna
different
be
factions and stuff.
right. You're gonna be a worker.
Yeah.
You're gonna be this and that.
Yeah.
And they put you in certain categories, and they want you to just it's just. And I think that they're regular. It's just they need an environment in which they can thrive in. You know what I mean? And it's just not the same playing field. So they want to just kind
Exactly.
of separate them, and you're
Mhm.
this and that. Even though there's
Exactly.
nothing wrong with them. Their
What do you think, Trinette?
right? Their brains are completely fine. It's just the way it processes. It just needs to
It's
be in a
different.
different right. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
mean,
What you think about what Pookie said?
Yeah, I agree.
You
yeah,
agree?
I do too. What the way I think is, granted, some people, yes, they are the things they're labeled, but everybody, you know what I'm saying? So at this
Exactly.
point, it make me think: is it in the food? Is it in the water?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I said.
Everybody
It's different factors.
is different.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Well,
but I can see some
yeah,
of them.
they're already proving that like different.
It's a chemical imbalance in the brain. Period.
It is. It absolutely is.
And it's caused by different things that are in the
Yeah.
food.
Exactly. And I think that's a control mechanism that they like. And I go
Yeah.
back to what Trinette was saying about the vaccines and stuff. I think they try to keep your
Mhm.
brain at a certain level for control. Sometimes it goes a little further than it needs to, but they try to get it at a certain point where you're like almost like a zombie and following orders.
Yes.
Kind of thing, and sometimes it goes a
Do
little
you think it's
further than
this?
what they need it to be. Per se.
Do you think it's about this too?
Absolutely, all of it.
Oh,
All of
always.
it is that
Always.
control. Like,
Have you ever been to a doctor and you tell him, "Oh, my shoulder hurts here"? The first thing he want to do is break out the prescription pad. Wait a minute. Just check this out
Mhm.
first before
that's
you
it,
know.
right? Before you
So
even
it's
see him, you already got
Exactly.
your pills ready.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
Mhm.
my doctor was like that when I went. They was already, bringing up. I'm like, you ain't even look at me.
Your medicine was ready in an hour.
Yeah.
Your pills
You
ready.
like, boy, she looked at me like, yeah, you
Get
need
to it.
something. You need something. I know.
They're trying to hook
She
Mookie
said, I don't
up,
know
boy.
what it is, but you need
I
something.
know. Yeah.
They just look in the bag and see what they got. Like, let me see. Oh, he got these pills. Give him this.
You
Yeah, man.
much.
But
But
I
yeah.
truly think it's a control thing, and I think there is absolutely nothing wrong with these people. Like even like all of the other disorders, like schizophrenia and all these others. I truly believe there's nothing wrong with these people. But once you kind of label it, your mind kind of goes towards what and start believing that, and then you start really forming and
Yes.
kind of
You
really
start.
getting that and developing
Yep.
it because that's what you were told. You know what I mean? Because that's how
Yeah.
your brain
Yep.
works. Your brain heals literally everything. There is nothing that cannot be cured with your own brain because your brain heals everything in your body naturally.
Mm-hmm.
And once you are told something, you believe it, your
Mm-hmm.
body's gonna go to where you believe and what you're concentrating on.
Exactly.
And that's just kind of how things work. And that's why I said like none of that stuff is true, but that's just a control thing. That's how you keep the money going around. Make these people believe, control their thoughts. Control that vision and that mental. You got everything. You got complete control.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that's what Leo always said. Well, you know I'm autistic. No, that don't mean you can't pick up
No,
this trash you just left right
exactly.
there.
You
If you
use it as a
already
crutch.
Yeah.
know it, that means
Don't
you
use
can
it as a
control it.
crutch.
Like no,
You
absolutely.
know.
Like
Yes. I told her don't
Mm.
use that as a handicap. Don't let that handicap you. But you able to
absolutely.
learn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like yeah,
Yeah,
we
it's like
already
like
believe that these medications and stuff heals us when they really don't. It's just your mind when you take like almost like the placebo effect. When
Mm-hmm.
you take it, your body's doing it. You believe that medicine is really curing you and helping you, but it's
Yeah.
your mind that's actually doing it because you believe the medicine is doing it. But
Yeah.
it's causing your brain to actually fix whatever issue it is when it could have did it on its own already.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Mookie. I'm sorry.
hey, now I was gonna say, at first, with your point with it, mostly I think there are some that they are born a certain type of way, and that's nature. But to your other point about them being told what they are and stuff like that, you do have a point because look how many just on the autism topic. Albert Einstein was considered autistic. Charles Darwin, Isaac Newton.
Yep.
I'm just Elon Musk.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's these people who considered our brightest were all considered autistic.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
But no one. I don't know if nobody was. And then later on, when they studied their brains, and maybe said, "Oh, they had autism," but nobody was there to tell them
Right.
that they couldn't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But what's really
So I
taking
mean,
I'm sorry, but what's really taking place is like those voices in her head, those are multi-dimensional voices that she's hearing. She's tapping in to other dimensions that she's getting. It's almost like a radio signal. So it's nothing wrong with her. She just has a gift of actually being able to tap in other dimensions at the same time. And they're gonna make her sound like she's crazy. That's why I said, like people that's schizophrenic and all that, it's a gift that they want you to feel as if it's a curse. Because if you actually are able to tap into that gift fully, it's almost like a superpower. Like Mookie was saying, it is a superpower. Like these people are gifted, but they want to shame them and make them feel like, oh, you're special ed, so you're below us, and we're smarter than you. But you're really not. Like they try to make those people feel low to keep them under control, but it's really a gift. Like they don't want these people knowing how to really control and tap into these gifts because they're able to tap into something that we cannot.
And that's where the medicine come in, so they can keep them
Yeah,
sedated.
exactly.
yeah.
I'm telling you, like that's a gift. Like people want you to believe that it's a curse. Like, oh, you're damaged, you're not good, but you're actually a gifted person on a whole nother level that they probably don't even understand. Because you got to remember, we're still learning. Like we've been here 2,000 and something years, but we're still learning about this stuff. Like another 1,000 years from now, you can realize like, oh, these people can really, kind of talk through their minds and really. She's probably hearing other people's voices, through her mind, reading people's minds, and she just thinks she's crazy. But yet, because I remember I met a girl a long time ago that I knew, and she used to see, it used to be, she was labeled like almost like crazy because she used to see a man, a woman, and a girl, but nobody else could see them. And she was like, yeah, they're here with us, but I don't want to seem crazy. but they're right over here in the corner. And I look and nobody's there, but I'm like, you can see something that we can't, but they want you to seem like you're crazy. You're looking in a whole nother dimension because it's multi dimensions in that's going on currently as we move right now. We only see the world as it is because that's what we're programmed to do. But they're able to tap into something completely different from what we are.
So what I'm hearing is, you know how they said we only using like what 10% of
Yep,
our brain.
10% of our
So you
brains, right?
saying they got maybe more open than we
I
do?
believe so. I believe so. I believe so, and they just don't know how to control it because they're trying to fit in our society when
Okay.
they're beyond our society. You know what I
Okay.
mean? They can see beyond of what we can see and feel. You know, and they're trying to be. The people are trying to label them to feel lower, but they're vibrating on a whole nother level than we are
Okay.
naturally. You know, and you know these people have to learn how to really control it and kind of slow everything down. That's why I was thinking like maybe an edible or something like that can actually help, in a sense. Like honestly, like
What?
It's funny how he
stuff
trying to make an
down.
ad. Yeah.
Right, I know, right. But that
Mhm.
actually slows
Try this edible.
that slows stuff down for people, and
Yeah.
they can actually pinpoint where these voices are actually coming from. You know what I mean? These can be from different dimensions because it's so many dimensions on top of ours. We're in the third dimension, and there's up to like tons of dimensions that's on top of us that they possibly are tapping into. But they're labeled crazy, so they're like, well, I'm crazy, so let me just kind of people with those foil hats on their heads and stuff like that. Like they're just not looked into much because I think these people are actually scared of those type of people of fully accessing their full potential in a sense, so they kind of stump their growth at an early age. Like, yeah, you're slower than everybody else, even though in their mind they know that if this kid keeps developing, they're going to be on a whole nother level that we cannot control. So they put these people in these categories to make them feel embarrassed and low and crazy, and and I really think personally, I think that's what's kind of happening with autistic people because these people are extremely intelligent.
Let me ask you a question, Pope. Um,
Pookie would have been talking for 30 minutes straight.
I know.
He got a lot on his mind, boy. Yeah.
nah, I wanted to ask
Mookie
one
will
of you,
kick me
Pope.
off his
Have you ever
podcast.
seen the movie? You ever seen the movie Glass?
Laugh.
Is that Bruce Willis thing?
Glass.
Oh no, that's Samuel Jackson.
Glass. That's what isn't Glass with all three of them. There's Samuel Jackson. There's the guy that had like 7
yes. You
different
know what I'm talking about? The guy that
personalities.
had those personalities.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
Yep.
and he was a superhero, well, villain
Yep.
at the end of the movie.
Exactly.
And they tried to tell all three of them that it was something wrong with them. They don't have superhero powers. There's something wrong with them. And that's how they kept trying to make them think. But in all reality, at the end of the movie, they exposed that these people actually had superhero powers.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Like, and you notice how every personality he had, he gained those powers. Even though it was the same body, his mind developed certain abilities because of those different personalities. Even though it was
like
the
Beast.
same body.
His one of his personalities is Beast, where he hardened up his skin, where you can't even shoot through his skin.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what was going on in the movie.
Yep. Exactly. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
So how
He ain't sorry.
as an adult now, how is she functioning now? Like, what does she do? Like, is she trying to get a job at all? Does she?
Yeah. She I asked her, which I was surprised from the answer, because from her older three sisters, when I asked them when they graduated from high school, okay, what you want to do? Nothing. But she wanted to go to college. And I was like, whoa, I was surprised.
Wow.
Yeah. So when I found the college where they actually deal with the special ed, it was conflicting with my hours at work, and it wasn't close. You know what I'm saying? They didn't
Yeah.
have, Long Star College, Mookie. They only had one in
Right.
Tomball. And, that's literally going the opposite of, where I worked. So I took her to the work source, and they actually has a program that deals with the disability people, and they will help them find jobs, teach them how to work. And so I got her in that program. So she said she wanna work. And I was like,
Nice.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I got her in that. So far, they've been teaching her basically how to be social.
Mm.
They took her to the mall for a couple of hours. Without me, I couldn't go, which I was mad about that.
You know, you was
Wonder
there
or
peeking
something.
around the bushes and stuff, peeking outside of
Right. Looking, you touch
outside
my
of
baby.
Cinnabon, looking around.
Could have gone. Yeah, but
Just like
she
a
said she talked to a couple of people and wasn't scared, and I was proud of that.
Exactly. You
Yeah,
see, like how she's once she kind of get out of that protection, and she's forced to fight or flight almost per se.
yeah. But
You know.
like even though I was running up and downstairs trying to get service, I heard
Yeah.
you all was or Trinette was saying it's she is scared basically to let go because she afraid that somebody might take advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
just imagine an adult
Oh,
Exactly.
go ahead,
That's
go
what
ahead.
I'm
I'm
saying.
sorry.
Yeah.
child versus it's a very different, because
Yeah. That's why I was.
yeah,
I
I want
was.
a
You were
boyfriend.
on when
Oh
I
my
asked that
God, you want a
question. Yeah.
boyfriend? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
And the boyfriend would turn to a husband, and I'm saying, I don't know. They all can't live with
Right.
me.
That's terrifying, man. That's terrifying.
But I would not mind if she has boyfriend maybe on her speed.
Yeah.
That probably wouldn't be
Yeah.
so scary. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
somebody who can think for themselves, I'd be afraid that they might take advantage of her, or
Take
Right.
a
you know what
breathe.
I'm
Or they
saying?
don't have the patience either, like
Or patience.
lacking the
Exactly.
patience. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Exactly.
big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's you. That's why I asked that question. Like that has to be. That's something you would have to deal with at some point. Like yeah, she ain't gonna be a
Exactly.
baby forever. You know
Exactly.
what I mean? So yeah, Trinidad.
I mean, even her sisters would be like, "You want a boyfriend? No, you can't have no boyfriend." But you don't want her to be alone forever either.
Nope.
Exactly, because y'all won't be
Yeah,
around forever.
That's
exactly.
true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Want
So
somebody
you
to take
got you
care of her.
gotta you gotta loosen up those cuffs a little bit. Them
Oh
be
no,
changing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trinette, loosen them
no,
cuffs up.
no.
Now and then I start thinking, well, if she was a boy, would it be easier? I don't know.
I don't think so.
It's always easier with a boy.
I would say so to a certain extent, because even boys, like it's rough for boys, because girls will take advantage of a guy too.
That's
You
true.
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it ain't no joke.
Some boys on the spectrum, uh, like when they go through puberty and stuff like that, a lot of them are labeled as aggressive if they don't know how to regulate their emotions, or they're not aware that they
Mm-hmm.
have
Yeah.
any conditions. And a lot of them might be in jail right now because they don't know that, how to deal with if they have
That,
autism, and they didn't know, how to deal with it. I
that's
feel
a really
like
good
I
point.
feel like they
Mm-hmm.
been taken advantage of
Yeah.
by the
Yeah.
justice system.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
anybody can take.
That's a really good
Yeah,
point.
that's what I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
of a lot of people that's in jail right now, probably.
Oh
hmm
yeah, man.
How to
And
regulate
Yeah.
their emotions. So they blew
it
up on
didn't.
something, committed a crime. Now their
Yeah,
life,
yeah,
That's what I
Now
feel
they
exactly.
doing
about.
time.
Hmm.
That's how I feel
and
about
Mm-hmm.
men, the spectrum, and us.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was gonna
Yeah.
drag y'all cousin in there, Samaj. Now, how many times I'm about to put on my shoes to go fight some girl that he telling me about that he in love with, and now he telling me about it.
Yeah.
Now in my head, I'm thinking, okay, she wants your money,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm about to put my
Mm-hmm.
flip flops on,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm coming up the street,
Not the
you
flip
know.
Flip
flop,
flop.
the
Mm-hmm.
Centrettas.
But but then again, I'm like, okay, Samaj, you 3 years younger than me, you're almost 50. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you got the mindset of a 16-year-old or a 13-year-old,
Oh, not
but you
13.
you you know at the same time he knows he a man.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I don't want nobody to take advantage of
Yeah.
him at the same time. You
Right,
know what I'm saying?
right.
But
Exactly.
Right.
Right, but they have to know the difference. They have to
Yeah, that
learn that, and
Yep.
they're capable. They're capable, but they want to, they love differently. It's different.
And
They
things just take
expect,
longer.
yeah, and the way you guys treat them, they're almost like protected per se,
Mm.
um, all their lives. Because I know Trinette and you, Auntie, you guys treat them a little differently than your other kids. I know you probably treat Joseph a little different than you treat your other baby girl, and um, and the world's not gonna do them like that. You know what I mean?
No,
The world's gonna treat them like you a regular person like you. I mean, like me.
exactly.
And and it's
Exactly.
something I know.
Mm.
It's a thin line of trying to kind of protect them and make them feel comfortable in the world on their level, but you don't know how far to go to help them learn how to navigate through this world on their own.
Exactly. Because
Because
it's
it's not.
changing every day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
gonna be
that's
rough
the hard
for it,
part.
man. But like Mookie
Take
said,
yeah.
he had
a
a
lot of
friend that
patience. Yeah.
yeah, like he has a friend that's older, right? Mookie, you were just saying that was diagnosed.
Yeah. As a
Right. And how did he go through life, with that condition? How
Right.
did he learn?
Hmm.
And did you figure it out
yeah,
while you met
he
him?
didn't never knew.
Did you know about it before he told you, or did you have like a feeling like I feel like he was normal?
I never,
He son.
I never, I thought he was, emotional. Sometimes couldn't control his emotions, but I just thought that's dude. Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we say women are emotional. Sometimes men can be super emotional too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially like Jeanette said,
Yeah, it's true.
So it's so you never really think because honestly, I'll tell you this: I never thought just getting diagnosed as an
Mm-hmm. Right. I didn't either. I never.
Mm.
you know, so I never put anything together. So
Family.
it was just he was
Rohim.
him.
Boo!
Shalom, brother,
What's
shalom.
Yeah, I just got out of the
good?
meeting. Just got out of the meeting, but type in real quick. How's everybody doing?
Well, all right, guys, we'll see each other next time,
Dante,
y'all.
Dante, how you
Yeah.
doing,
Uh,
Dante?
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
A little bit.
All
Um,
right, all right.
it was
Everybody's
something.
looking good. That's great.
But Dion got experience with adult people with autism,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
right? How was that for you?
I would say the kids are one thing. I would say I got the most experience working with adults. In the group home I was working in that because I worked in the group home for about 5 years. So we had some that were verbal and then we had some that were nonverbal. And the difference was I would say there was it was some that you can have a normal conversation with and you never know nothing was wrong until they would do something or whatever, and then it'll be something that's I guess that's in their paperwork that kind of gives you an idea, and then you have some that they didn't necessarily speak at all, but they knew what was going on. So it was it was pretty interesting. I wouldn't say it was a bad experience, but it was something that was new to me or whatever. And what I understood was that it wasn't the fact it wasn't like they were unintelligent or anything like that. It's just their communication was different. And the way they looked at things were different. So that's kind of what my experience was like.
Yeah,
But
that's what Pookie gave a long 30-minute message about.
Yeah.
Learning.
Word.
And that message was brought to you by
I
Edibles.
know.
oh yeah, bro be having a sermon. He be having a sermon. He don't talk. He have a whole sermon.
Yeah.
Look, man, I got a lot to say.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
Like
Pastor
the
Pook.
preachers, like the preachers that always say, "I'm about to close. I'm about to
I know.
close."
You gotta change that from big poop to Pastor Pook.
Hey.
That's Pastor Pook right there.
But
Mhm.
Boo, did you work with both male, female, or just
I work with the kids were boys and girls, and then in the group home it was 2 males that I remember. I didn't work with the girls as much, but I know most of the time I would work with the girls like we're in school. So they had a special school just for the particular programs that we were in. So in the class, it'll be different, different kids from different group homes. So that's probably what the experience was with the kids. But the group home, I was working with clients like hands on. So the one that was nonverbal, he needed a lot of assistance when it came to like hygiene and stuff like that. So I can't I wasn't able to confess to some of the things I had to do, but I had to assist with high school, with certain things I would have to assist with. And to keep it PG-13, I shower. I had to help some of them take a shower in the morning and stuff like that. I'll leave it at that or whatever. I'm not proud of that, but it's my job.
You're a superhero.
And then some of the and then what I did learn is that they had certain things that they would say at certain signs where I knew what they meant, even though they couldn't just tell me. There'd be certain things that they would do, and I'm like, okay, when he does that, that's what this means. So
that's cool.
It was getting used to. It was getting and being there for 5 years, I think I worked with him like the entire time. So after a while, I knew all the signals. I knew what was what.
That's cool.
And then things went a lot smoother once I started to really understand them.
So my confusion is, were they coupled with something else, or was it just straight autism? Because I thought autism was more with the mind versus you can't shower, or you have, what I'm saying? So was he or that particular person coupled with something else?
Something? That's a good question. They never
I've
really.
always thought
I think
autism was mind, a mind based
condition.
It's a neurology.
Well, and that was what I was saying. I had one that I can have
sound it out.
You can have a regular conversation with, and you would never know until they would do a certain thing that was kind of odd, and they kind of reminded you, oh wow,
okay, right.
And you could have had a whole hour conversation with this dude or person and wouldn't even know, and then they would do something, and then it kind of reminds you like, oh wow, and then the other guy. And he didn't talk. He just made noises. He would just grunt. And then I know he had some hygiene issues. And what I meant by that is like he would kind of, because it's almost like you would have to tell him to use the bathroom. So if you don't tell him, he'll use it right there. So it's been times where he'll be sitting on the couch watching TV and wouldn't say anything. And then he'll get up and then he done messed up all over the couch. So that was one thing I had to get used to, because I'll yell out, hey, time to go use the bathroom, and then he'll just get up and use the bathroom. But if I don't say that, he'll use it. He'll just go. So it was kind of, and I think he got me like twice. He got me twice. And then after that, I used to just say it just cause. Hey, go use the bathroom.
Pull-ups the first time.
Yeah, because I mean, I was there, but I still didn't understand. I'm still new to. I was new to it, so it was kind of like when it happened, I was like, oh wow.
So with autism, there's a high chance that some of them could be paired with sensory processing disorder. You know what that is?
Yeah.
So they can. It's
break it down.
Yeah.
Either like lights might bother them, loud noises, certain touches that could be associated with autism.
Yeah.
Bright lights literally hurts them.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking of when he was talking about the person that needed help showering. Like maybe something with the lathering of the soap that kind of messed up.
No, and they're like that with food too, right? Certain food texture they don't like.
Leah's the same way.
Either crunchy stuff, soft stuff like that.
Right.
So is there,
she can't stand loud noises either, Leah. But she will put some headphones in there and have that thing blasting. So that's confusing to me. You know,
Yeah. Is there a big
but
difference
at church she
between?
can't stand the organist being loud. Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh
so
wow.
like big crowds, she don't like.
yeah, she don't like crowds either.
Yeah, stuff like
Is
that.
there
Yes.
is there a big difference between like I'm still like new to all of this. Is there a big difference between ADHD and autism, or is there very similar? Or
I want to
I was about
say
to say,
Can
can't
I
you have
can go hand in
ADHD?
hand, huh?
Yeah, I was about to say they go
Okay,
hand
what?
in hand.
I think it's all grouped in together.
Because I
Yeah,
think they go hand in hand. Because I think ADHD is more.
She, Trinette, he said HDHD and autism will go hand in
Yeah, I
hand.
think it does.
Um. So
It's a thin line. I want to say.
very similar in a
I've
sense.
read
Yeah.
a lot about it. Like last month with
Mm-hmm.
Autism Awareness Month, about people comparing the two. So
Mhm.
they want to put ADHD with just focusing or just being very hyper, and with autism they
Mhm.
want to say that that's like
mhm.
they're with patterns and routine. They need routine. They need patterns, stuff like that. They're calm and they don't want to be bothered. So that's what they kind of want to how they separate the two.
Right.
But
But I think sometimes I think Leah have
Mm.
both because, like I said, remember with the
that's what they
pacing. So
that's
that's
what
why I
they
said,
too, Sophia.
yeah,
Mm.
be jumping and skipping and pacing back and forth. So that's why
Yeah,
I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
I know
ADHD
someone
because
with
but she's
that does
autistic.
that. Yeah,
Huh?
Mhm.
yeah, exactly.
but
I think
with Boo with the way I think, uh, what you saying with the guy that don't go to the bathroom. Now maybe his parents, coddled him so that they didn't teach him none of that stuff.
Probably
Yeah.
not. You know what?
it's possible.
Well, and that's the thing. He was older. He was like,
Yeah.
he had to be like late 40s, early 50s. So
Yeah, but his
he wasn't
parents
even,
probably kept
yeah,
him
right.
in a bubble.
No, it's
Hmm.
possible. It's actually his brain that doesn't tell him that he
Yeah.
needs to go. It's a feeling. I know. I follow a page on Instagram. The boy, he's like 13 now, and they have to tell him to
Hmm.
use the bathroom because he's thinking about other stuff so much
Yeah.
that he doesn't think about. Hey, my body has to release
And
this.
he will go. He will. You don't say
And that's
nothing?
right. And that's a
Go right
question
there.
that I have is like, do you think like their brains are like, because the way that we live is almost like a artificial life. Like we weren't born with clothes. We weren't born with all this stuff around. We almost just developed to use it. But like the natural world of like nature and stuff like that, we are born, with no clothes on and we just go like animals. And, in a sense, like they're almost like that mindset of like the natural world of the outside of the artificial one that we live. Does that make sense?
That's
Wait,
a
Like
good.
what?
with the
Pastor Fu.
whole,
Pastor
like
Fu.
I'm just asking, like like him just going just
Repeat
naturally, like,
that.
huh?
Yeah.
You said what?
Hey, pass me one of them edibles real quick. Get on your level.
Yeah, it's just straight
For
me. It's
real.
probably what it is, but I'm just saying, like, just thinking about it, like if you strip away all of the technology and everything, and you just kind of just live like almost like not cavemen per se, but just like the natural world. That's almost like how they live, almost like just free, almost like. And then when you try to just force all this stuff in their face, it's almost confusing. Like that's not how I'm programmed. I'm like, I'm not programmed like you. Like you want to use all this stuff and all this, but you're trying to shove it down my throat. Like I don't know. It just seemed like they move just on a different plane, man. Like I don't know, man. I feel like they
You
almost.
talk. Wait. Is you saying like if the like people somebody with autism wasn't forced with all the technology that we have,
I'm just saying if
would they function differently?
I almost sound almost in a way like you're trying to force them to kind of be organized like us, like what Boo was just saying, like how he's moving. Like you got to tell him when to use the bathroom. You got to do this, but like almost like how like the wilderness, like people that live in the wilderness, and no clothes, just like you ever seen the show Naked and Afraid. And you walk, just
Nope.
just
Yeah.
let it go, and just keep moving and just do what you do and just I don't know. I'm just talking crazy, but
We better not see you on the news running from the law, butt naked down the highway, because you want
I'm
to
gone.
take a crap everywhere.
You watching the game?
Come on.
I'm just blather, just go right where I'm at. Whatever. I don't care.
So
They
you
don't-
basically what sounds like what you're saying is like more of a free state of mind, kind of,
right,
where
right.
there's
They're
not,
outside of the control, like kind of
yeah.
the organized society, like like just living how nature provided, almost.
So technically, with no teacher, like Trinette was talking about, almost like, and Auntie was talking about where they wasn't taught that growing up. So it was, kind of like the guy wasn't taught to use the bathroom growing up like he was supposed to.
You
So
were taught
he's
everything you're
still
doing, everything
just
you're
free,
doing. You were
and it's
taught.
just unless I'm told, I'm here. You know
Hey,
what I'm saying?
I'm
Unless
good,
I'm
and
do
it's correct.
something, I'm here.
It's
Exactly.
the right thing to do in my mind.
Because most parents, if they feel their child is handicapped, some of them would treat them handicapped.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then let's say if it's just a regular
Yeah.
autism, they would treat them like they're quadriplegic in autism, bipolar and all. They would say, "Oh, my baby can't cook." You know what I'm saying? When it's
Right.
just teach them and they'll learn.
Exactly. You just have
Now-
to do a little bit
But
more.
maybe that goes back to like
Now this might sound funny
But like the
too,
people I was
because even when he was asleep, and because I work overnights, and you got to check on him. He was having some happy time. I kept, it was a few times I walked in on him on an accident, and he was having happy time. So I'm like,
Nature.
I did not mean to walk into that,
Nature, brother. Nature.
but
What's in interrupting him?
and like I said, he didn't talk. He wasn't verbal, so. I have to do my rounds. So I have to check on everybody. So
Handle your business, brother.
I used to, I had to kind of not, because after it happened, I was like, all right, I gotta now I know. From now on, I'm not times. Then I walk in.
But boo, guess what?
Yeah.
Who taught him that?
I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Exactly.
Nature.
You really think that's nature? Come on.
Nature.
You have to have seen some type of video to do that, boo.
No, absolutely not.
Something. I don't know.
That is
Like I
something that
said,
naturally happens.
Rubbing your hands back and forth, boo. I'm Pookie.
Huh?
Rubbing your hands back and forth is not natural.
That is absolutely natural. That is absolutely natural. I guarantee you, every caveman that before our time has experimented and tried stuff, because when you have urges and you just your body is telling you stuff, because that's what they're going off of, is their body. We're going off of our own mind. They're going off of what their body's telling them. They're not in the control seat of what's going on. We're more in control. They're in the passenger seat letting their bodies go.
No, I would say that, but he only did it at night. If he was doing it, but I'm saying, if he was downstairs watching TV and just whipped it out and went to town, that's
where
free.
you gonna get it from?
But he did that in the privacy of his room under the covers, and he knew to do that. He understood to do that.
With nature privately, respectfully.
Privately.
That's it. Handle your business, bro. You got urges like everybody else.
No,
he knew what to do. He knew when to do it.
He did. Like, what? Handle your business, bro.
Yep, he knew what time you were doing your rounds.
Yeah. No. But I would say that. I think whenever the urge came, it just so happened to be that one of them times I was doing rounds. Oh man, I'm so glad I don't work here no more.
All kinds of noise.
I'm so glad I don't work here no more.
I'm like, all right, I'm on my way.
But he don't talk.
I'm walking down the hall.
He don't talk, so that's why I said I'm not. And I can't wake up everybody. So you got a whole house. I can't wake everybody up. So I just knock like
right.
I'm
so even with that,
put your hand away, buddy.
Real loud.
He couldn't talk. So what he gonna go up to a woman and then what he gonna
something.
say? He couldn't say nothing.
Nah, I could
What
barely
I'm
he
just,
just
understand.
can't have no type of fun just because y'all just be like, oh man, get out of here. That man better enjoy himself.
hey,
Have a good time, brother.
I'm gonna back out and come back in.
It's
yeah, it's a very interesting experience. I tell you that, very interesting experience. But you know, it was cool. You know what I'm saying? People, I think people are in some ways different. So you know, I don't see everybody like that. But you know, that was just him. You know, in my experience. But you know, it came with the territory. So I wasn't surprised by none of the things I experienced with the clients there. You know, and again, that
Yeah.
I can say I did that. You know, when people, I hear people talking about, I wipe butt and all this and that. I fall right in line with that too,
You
man.
do that for babies. Hey,
That's true. But not grown men.
Same butt, just bigger.
Yeah, not no grown man.
No, it's a different experience
no
when
grown
you
man.
get
Right. You know.
Yeah, baby's poop. Man, take a dump.
Yeah. What's it?
What just happened?
What just happened?
Where everybody at? I just see AJ. There he is.
Okay.
You took the whole
This is
screen.
crazy, bro.
What you going
Yeah,
Nah, I did that. That was my
Oh,
fault.
Mookie did it. Okay.
man, you messing me up over here, bro.
Huh? I just
I'm like over here.
it was on there for 2 seconds.
No, because it wasn't on our side. It was on there for 2 seconds. I'm like, yo, where everybody go? I'm the only one on here. I thought y'all already got off the podcast and everything.
All right, AJ, you looking like a Chinese kung fu film right now.
Yeah, I see Mookie. We got a message on the side. Somebody was talking
I don't
about
know
their
what's going
13-year-old
on.
son.
Oh,
Yeah,
you just saw that. I
A
saw it when
message?
she first popped that up there.
Yeah, I did. I thought Mookie was
I've
going
been
to say
seeing
something
that.
about it.
Oh, people can comment on it.
That means Mookie got somebody watching.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, she
dog.
said her
It says,
Right, I got people watching.
Jennifer Burnett.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
being taken advantage. Being taken
Mhm.
advantage of is my biggest fear of my 13-year-old son with ASD. It's hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
just like y'all saying, like it's.
I think she put that up there when I said I don't know if it's better with boys or girls, and that's when she put that up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's hard with both of them.
But that's a real fear.
Yeah, that's huge. That's scary, man. And yeah, but y'all some brave ones. Y'all holding it down though, man. Y'all girls are doing well. Like you know,
yeah.
Be trying.
you're doing great, man.
Salute.
I try my best to educate
Hey.
people as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of
Yeah, you wanna leave out on anything, Trinette and Rhonda? Y'all wanna leave out on anything?
Nah, yeah, but she just responded, yes, ma'am, I did.
Honestly, yeah. So it's just as hard for a boy than it is a girl, then, huh, Miss Barnett?
Yeah, I mean, it's a parent to a child.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So anything else y'all want to say?
I would say to anybody that's I guess getting their initial diagnosis, maybe just now starting out, to just I know it's easier said than done. Just hit the ground running with it. You know, don't think of the bad stuff, the negative things that's later on in life. Just deal with what's going on right now. It'll make it slightly easier, you know. To educate yourself as much as possible. Everything is on the internet. So look up different things, what to do, things in your area, different resources. The resources are for the individual to cope with what's going on, is not to erase it. That's one thing. It's not gonna go away. It's just it'll help you cope or deal with whatever you have, the diagnosis. And to educate yourself on different terms too. A lot of things are offensive, as any other community, like the LGBTQ, there's offensive words. So there's offensive words when it comes to this too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Rhonda?
Well, my thing is, since my child is 21 now, uh, I feel to, I guess, don't delay like I did. Like I said, the school kept bouncing me back and forth. So a lot of times I threw my hands up and then maybe wait another 2 or 3 years later, and then I try to get back into it. But I never really got her tested until she's 21 now. I want to say I started getting more deep into it when she turned 20.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
So I just let her live her life, and whenever she needed me, I was there. So Trinette is more involved, with the autism stuff. I keep telling her quit leaving me out, but she will,
Eh.
because I didn't know.
She do stuff like that.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't even know it was Autism Month or awareness. So what you call it, like a week? Is it a
That's
week
where
or a
the
month?
old
Yeah.
school come in. That's the old school.
That's a whole month of
See,
April.
And
my
then they have,
daughter's telling me right now. She said
Yeah.
April is autism. I didn't even
See,
know.
look at it. Old school, old school.
oh,
But I'm just saying, to all those out there, just don't sit on it like I did. I'm trying to help her now, and the reason why I'm trying to help her now is because she's an adult, and I'm
Yeah.
and I'm trying to rush cram things because I know, like Pookie said, I'm not going to be there forever. But she needs to grow up,
Yeah.
and if
Mm-hmm.
I would have did this
Yeah.
when she was a teenager, maybe at this age now she would know more,
Yeah.
about life. I guess I could say,
Yeah.
but
Mm-hmm.
I'm just say
Yeah.
out there, don't sit on it. Learn more, be more aware of it, and don't treat your child like it's a handicap. Treat them like they're normal, so they
Mm-hmm.
can, when they get out there, they can roll with the punches. If that's a good,
Mm.
thing to
Absolutely.
say.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is a good one. This ran longer than I thought. Shoot, this is a good
Oh
one.
yeah.
My
You-
30
Yeah,
minute
dude.
speech.
like always, we talked the hour. Pookie talked like 45 minutes. So
All
straight.
right. so so the
Word.
last
Nah,
stream, AJ was in the dark. Now Pook's in the dark this time.
Yo.
All I see is a white shirt and
yeah.
some
So
glasses. Last time it was AJ. His Nike hat was floating around. That's all I see.
Oh, for real?
there's some teeth. So
floating
with teeth
around.
and
That was last week. You good now? You
What you
good
talking about
today?
from
You got it good.
yesterday? I'm good today.
Yeah.
yeah.
Your hat was floating around. But,
But you guys want to say
Oh,
anything? Pookie, you want to say
Mookie,
anything? No,
one more
Ray?
thing, right quick.
Oh,
She wants to,
what's up?
she has a sister autistic. She want to say something.
I
Oh,
just got in.
He said, ew.
oh.
She want to say
Hey,
something as
Sorry,
What you want?
cousins.
Hey.
sister.
Don't
I
you done got me canceled?
really
Oh, good.
I'm nervous. Hold on. Okay, I don't know what to say. I just want to say hello. Honestly, I did want to show my face. It's
Hey,
great.
you know this live too,
Yes.
I
right?
know. That's why I'm.
Cause you always on social media. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I know,
You
right?
on social media more than everybody. You don't be nervous. You on here. It's
But
all
no,
good.
but it's really interesting. I'd say being a
Mhm.
sister of
Older
one
sister.
with an older sister with one with autism. It definitely helps my patience. I'd say
Absolutely.
that. It just teaches me a lot of things that I sometimes would look at myself. And you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm getting nervous.
What do you mean
I'm
look at
I'm
you?
gonna
sorry.
What
put
do you
it
mean
in
look
the
at
chat.
yourself?
Yeah, boo. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What does
He
she
had
mean look
more
at
to
herself?
say. I
Like
was looking for more.
Muted it.
Oh,
There we
I'm
go.
on
sorry, she
okay.
muted. As in how they say people with disabilities or mental disabilities are just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Hmm?
So
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of see the similarities that she has as me is just possibly times 10, I'd say.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And that's the same thing Pookie was kind of
Yeah.
saying a little bit, right? We don't
Absolutely.
want to get him back started again, but yeah.
Oh, dog, you bet. I cut off for another 30.
But you know what though, to go off what Cuz was saying, she is right about that. Because I think my experience working has really taught me patience with everything. Like I probably have been a lot more patient than I've ever been
Right.
because of the type of work I was doing. You almost have to be automatically. So yeah, I can see that. I can see that, and that's a good thing though, because I think you should be patient on things and really think things through and not be so quick to react on stuff. So patience is definitely key with that, and it's good for anybody using it in their regular life. Just be patient.
We all are a little autistic. I feel.
Absolutely. It's not a condition. It's not a condition.
Exactly.
It's just right. It's just developing things differently. And it's a purpose why like you guys are experiencing that with her. It's not everything happens for a reason. You just got to understand that part too. Like it's for you as well. It's to make you more patient.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like the universe does not bring those type of things for no reason. Like why me? Like why me? No, it's a reason. You're impatient, and the universe got to teach you. You have to bring you back. That's what it is.
Right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Pastor Poop.
Okay. Amen.
Hey!
Hallelujah.
You done got her saved over here.
I want to be in the ending. Oh, wait. I'm strong.
He gonna pass the collection plate. pass his cash app around. No, Ray, you got something to say? You've been quiet today.
Who?
AJ.
Yeah, because the
Uh-oh.
the computer was messing up. Like y'all was, that's how y'all sounded on my side. I'm like, dang, I don't know what they even
What'd you
saying.
say?
Big shout out to Jennifer. I see you.
Oh yeah.
Hi.
I wasn't here for the whole time, but I'm sure it was a great discussion. So there's a lot of intelligence on this panel, That's what's up.
Girl, Jennifer,
salute to my family, the smartest family in the world, according to
her.
That's my girl.
According to a lot of people.
Well,
hey, I'll take that too. I'll take it too.
AJ, was you
Thank you for
done?
watching, Jennifer.
Yes.
Oh shoot! Nah, I was going to just talk about nothing but kicks. Everything's getting revamped on the website. I'm adding sneakers, of course. I already said it before. That's coming soon. It's going to be a lot of big changes coming to nothing but kicks. Norray Cole coming out with four new scents. So definitely be ready. Keep on looking out for it. And thank y'all. Seriously, I love every last one of y'all. I rarely even get to see all y'all like that. Like I'm glad we started all this so we can actually,
Yes, sir.
Word.
Okay. Well, I enjoyed y'all,
Yeah,
gentlemen.
I'm
Thank you for inviting me on. I feel special.
Yeah.
Surprise guest.
Yeah.
Even though you got a plus one over here.
Okay. Okay, mama.
You want me to etch her out? Want me to etch her out? I can do that.
Yeah, you gotta move.
But yeah, hey, gamer addicts, y'all got anything special?
Same as what AJ was talking about. We got gameraddicts.com still under construction. We'll be coming out soon. The goal is by the end of the month, but I'll keep everybody posted on when that's going on. We're gonna sell all the types of accessories, everything have to do with gaming, t-shirts, consoles. Actually, I just started a new section where we're going to be selling video games as well as old equipment and stuff like that.
Okay.
You ready?
All right, y'all connect. Rhonda, y'all good?
We're good,
Yeah,
guys.
that's it from
What you?
All right, once again, thank you for kicking with Not So Common NSC. Peace, fam.
Bye.
Peace.